Hey, what's good? What's good? It's been a long time since I made a video on Skull and Bones. So, figured why not just do one on the first, kind of like the first mission of season two, how they get you all into the wraps of it. And it's kind of interesting too. They get you started off with like this new ship. I think this is the new ship that is going to be available to get unlocked for season two. So, that's going to be pretty dope. Um, I'm still waiting on the big ships. I think people are thinking that it's gonna come in season two of season two. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. 'Cause this is year two, season one. Makes sense. So maybe in season two, um, the big ships are gonna come, but this is what we got now. And for this mission, they actually just kept the same build that I already had and then swapped it over. So the entire mission right here is a plunder to free the prisoners. Now I seen that it was in stage three. I could stop, but I forgot, and then I ended up doing the entire plunder. And as you can see, the ship is like level 10, so the fort is 12. So I ended up actually clearing the entire plunder with a level 10 ships, with a level 10 ship versus level 14, and I just found that amazing. So I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna make a video about this, talk about what I like about season two so far, and yeah. So let's jump right into it. So for the first thing, I guess you want to call this chapter one. So chapter one, the UI changes. The UI changes to the game have been awesome. I mean, they really just kind of reworked everything. And every time they do an amazing update, I just can't help to think, why couldn't they have done this at launch? This game would have got so much more praise if it would have came out like this, you know. And I feel like doing a UI update this massive, it almost seems like the game wasn't finished. And I would argue that people would agree that the game wasn't finished. And this is just a theory. Maybe it was finished, but they just figured, hey, let's go ahead and update the UI some more. You know, some games do that, but not a lot of them do. So that's one thing. But I do love the touches to the UI. I do love what they're doing. They're adding to it. I just wish it was already here. And then if they added more to it, that'd have been great. But I guess maybe I would have felt the same way as well. But that's neither here or there. But regardless, the UI looks great now. Um, it's gonna take some adjusting because that's how everything looks. You know what I'm saying? We basically got everything we already had, but I think the mini map is new. At the top right, I don't think we've ever had a mini map. I knew we always had a compass to take like the direction. If I'm not mistaken, you know, it's been crazy. I mean, like I've been on and off in Skull and Bones, you know, and I wish I would have prepared more for season two. But let's talk about something else. So I guess we can call this chapter two, the preparation for season two. Did you even get to prepare for season two? You know, did you even get to really prepare? And now, I was talks about losing all your pieces of eight, and I had amassed a whole bunch of pieces of eight, and it dawned on me I really should have spent it a lot. I really should have just bought a whole bunch of the cannons and anything equipment that I needed for pieces of eight. I really should have just drained it out because I thought we were gonna at least have some going into year two, but I see that's not the case. All of that's gone. All of it's gone, and then I got like a package in the mail for 50K pieces of eight. You know, it's not enough with what I had. You know, I had more, probably like almost a million pieces of eight, and I really wish I would have like spent it all. I could have definitely prepared for season two, but during that time, I really wasn't too active before season two, and even like during the extension of season four, I kind of didn't really play it as much, but I got everything set up, maxed out my manufactories and all that good stuff. But definitely should have got the pieces of 8 done. Like that was crucial. That definitely is crucial. You know. But again, I like what they're doing with the UI. But yeah, and on the third. So on a new topic, let's see. It'll be like, I think they're adding in like something with the Ascension for weapons. You can further upgrade your weapons. I haven't yet got to that part yet, but I've seen what they're doing. You have to get different resources, of course, to upgrade your weapons to different tiers, and it gives them like different bonuses and whatnot. And then I noticed the gun on the ship I'm using now, that the one they have you swap to during the mission Serpents and Stone, the frontal gun, the long gun, it has like an elemental damage to it. So after you shoot it, there's like another explosion that can happen maybe like 3 to 5 seconds after you actually fire off your cannons at it, and it's actually pretty cool. It actually adds an extra damage. You're never getting like elemental damage in the game, and the game is it's right before our eyes is like more and more turning into like a heavy pirate RPG kind of game. It's not like a realistic experience they're trying to go for. They're mostly going for like an RPG style, make your build. You have different like elements. It kind of get real crafty. I don't mind the game. There's like no other game out here like Skull and Bones right now, so like it's in its own league. And if they continue to push out updates like this and continue to like build upon this, then I've seen no problem with it. And then maybe they can do a good marketing campaign and draw players back into like a nice full-fledged game. That'd be nice. That'd be real nice for Ubisoft and like the current player base of Skull and Bones. But let's see what they do with the game. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think we kind of do. I think there's a roadmap out. If you Google Skull and Bones roadmap, I think they actually did tell us what's going to be going on in the future. So, yeah, we're definitely going to stay tuned for that. Definitely going to have to stay tuned for that, because that might be coming up pretty soon. Along with the changes that they are going to add, it just adds a little bit more speculation to the game. What's going to happen. And I'm thinking if the game doesn't get too much support, during season 2, we might not get a season 3 or season 4. But that's all big for speculation. But the thing that's standing out to me the most is now all of the ships had like levels, of course, but now it's on top of their heads. And I don't know, the UI, they're just adding on to it, but I think everything's gonna be all right though. But phew, I'm gonna hop back into this game. I'm trying to figure out. Well, I haven't got to it yet. I'm sure I'm gonna figure it out, but how the Ascension is gonna work. I'm sure it's gonna be a whole nother big grind for resources. You're gonna spending a lot of time just grinding resources. And there's these new boosters that are supposed to give you additional loot drops during certain events. I've seen stuff like that already. So that they're adding stuff like that to the game, and I don't know. It's looking like they're getting real creative. But, most of the things are cosmetics. Some of the things may be pushing borderline pay to win. But as far as like having an upper hand on getting like better loot drops, or just increased loot on events versus other players, because now it kind of gives the initiative to get these boosters if you don't want to be grinding for too long to get some of those high tier gear and quality items that you're going to need to level up with. Because they roll out new like events with bosses on world events and stuff like that every now and again, almost like every week or so, when these the new seasons come out. And they have their seasonal calendar, so you can kind of prepare for the future and get to know what's coming up. But I just hope none of this stuff that they're adding becomes like game breaking. I do want a solid experience where everybody can like, still progress at their own pace and still be able to unlock things. I hope they don't really go to the way of buying your way to success in this game because it's just gonna throw everything out of balance. And I haven't looked into it, but seeing that they added these types of changes to the game, it looks like in the map specifically, it looks like they might be opening it up into the future. The map might be a lot bigger. I think that is something that they were talking about too. That's also speculation. Might be a whole nother area to explore. Um, I'm definitely looking forward to like new content, more content, stuff like that. But I like coming back to the game. I gotta regrind all of the manufactories. They just did a big overhaul on the manufactories and how to get like pieces of eight. It's definitely a slower process now. Um, Everything got reworked. This is definitely like a major overhaul to what we were used to in the first year of Skull and Bones. I can see why they wanted to push it back to make sure that this rolled out as smoothly as it can. And I say so far so good. No, I'm taking my time going through the content, enjoying it piece by piece. I'm gonna be getting the Smuggler's Pass pretty soon. I already got a couple, just about like 10 Smuggler's Marks already lined up for me. So when I get the pass, I can unlock a decent amount of things. So yeah, that's gonna be it. That's definitely gonna be it. So I'm looking forward to that. So tell me if you guys are playing the game Skull and Bones. Are you gonna hop back into season 2? What do you think about the updates? So far so good. They're continuing to keep it going. Like even like despite the backlash, I feel like they're getting. They still have like that small, strong support base that keeps them going for this. What do you guys think? Have you played the game yet? Does it look good? Is it good enough to come back yet? Or are you waiting for certain things? Let me know in the comments. There's gonna be like a minute left into the vid. But wait a minute. Like I noted earlier, this is a level 10 ship going against like 14. I actually completed the entire plunder with this. But yeah, like I said, what do you guys think about the game? Please drop a comment, make a little discussion. Let's talk about this because I'm going to be hopping back into the game of Skull and Bones, and I think it's going to be great this year around. I really do think it's going to be great this year around. I'm going to be playing the story for season 2, and I hope they have like little nice cutscenes like they did in the past, where there were little certain areas you would go into, and they kind of give you a nice little cinematic cut through. They need to keep expanding on the story, even though it's like a live series multiplayer game. Like adding on to that cinematic vibe, it can kind of keep it going, especially for the people that really like the lore. But man, that's enough out of me. Again, yeah, drop a comment. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. I'm rooting for Skull and Bones. I'm hoping for everything to go real smooth in the following seasons. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Drop a comment, drop a like, all that stuff. But yeah, have a good one. Peace out.